Alrighty, guys, welcome back once again. We are live, Las Vegas, Nevada, for the CueSports International Expo 2022. My name is Grant, sitting beside the one and only Mr. Johnny Triple P. How are you, Johnny?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Well, we're not bad. I've got a quick little change to make on our scoreboard. Still says 9-ball, but it is not. This is Fargo Fair Match 8-ball.
Okay.
Can you do me one favor, because I forgot to check what the race was for these two gentlemen?
You bet.
If you can go and let me know what Dave is racing to and what Jason's racing to, that would be great.
Okay, I will.
Given that it is Fargo Fair Match.
I'll wait for the appropriate time. Maybe
Sure.
when they're done this rack.
Sure.
And I'll run on over. And
That would be great.
little switch of things here. I've been watching 9-ball.
Yeah, it kind of caught me off guard a little bit when he said just after we went live, no, it's 8-ball. Okay. So I apologize on the description. It will say 9-ball. However, it is not. It is 8-ball. We are ready for battle. Dave Schneider Jr. taking on Jason.
Got a nice angle on the 5 to break out the 6 here.
Indeed. Jason from Phoenix, Arizona. Dave from Canoic, Washington, I think is how it's said. So Jason 6'6" Fargo. Dave is 6'49". This is Dave at the table right now.
So there would be a handicap on this.
Yes.
Okay.
Maybe one game. Maybe. Might be straight race.
They're pretty close here.
Yeah. Could be a straight race.
So
Just a little outside. Does the corner pocket save him?
Yeah, and I think that was just the new cloth there. Pretty hard
I
to
agree.
put that check siding on there to hold it. It'll slide right through. So
I agree. A little bit of work to do here with 15-10 up in that top right-hand vicinity of the table. Once again, guys, if you're just joining us, help us out. Hit that share button. We would greatly appreciate it. Johnny and I will do our level best to keep you as entertained as what we possibly can. And if you do have any questions, we are live right now on CueSports Live Facebook BCA Pool League Facebook page. And just bringing up YouTube as we speak. All 3 chat lines now operational. So if you do have any questions, feel free to ask. If we don't know the answer, we will either find out or make up a really good answer.
So I didn't like the 9-ball going straight up in the corner. Decided to take a little bit harder of a shot there. I think the reward on shooting at 13 was probably a little bit better.
Mm-hmm. I didn't.
That 9-ball he can use as one of a few small options to get onto that 15-10 ball here. So, but he didn't leave a whole lot for. I'm not sure who's shooting right now.
Dave.
Dave. Okay. Looks like he's calling a super thin cut on this 4-ball into the side pocket.
Might lose the cue ball a little bit here.
Yeah.
Well, good news, bad news, right? Bad news that he missed the shot. The good news is he has established low ball, making that 10-15 a little difficult for Jason to get into.
If he can get like a nice angle on his 10-ball, he should be able to follow the 10-ball through the 6.
Mm-hmm.
But
Let me turn up your volume a little bit here,
just
Johnny.
a little low here.
Yeah, but that's okay. I got the volume control that'll help us.
No, exactly. And so what I'm trying to do is try to keep my voice down just a little bit, just so that they can hear us.
Yes, of course. Tom, who is commentating, it is myself. My name is Grant, and beside me is Johnny Triple P. CueSports Live is the name of the stream company. We're based out of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. And prior to COVID, we were live pretty much every weekend from a different part of the country, be that in Canada or the United States. And it is our first go-round streaming BCA here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So if you do like what you hear and would like to see us back again, make sure you send them a note.
Yeah, we've done a lot of different tournaments.
Yeah, we sure have. CCS Vegas, ACS Vegas, VNEA Vegas, a lot of different tournaments. That is what we are known for, that's for sure. As far as followers go, I think we are #1 in North America, close to 50,000 followers on Facebook, and another 8 or 10,000 on YouTube.
Yeah. I'm not sure what he was trying to do there. Maybe follow the cue ball into the 10.
James, are you trying to tell us that Canada is real? We are a real country.
Well, we figured after we got internet that we would take advantage of it.
Yeah, of course, right? I mean, listen.
Moved out of the igloo.
Yeah, right? We still move around with dog sled and hunt moose all the time, and we just stand there, be polite to each other, and joke and say,
you can't knock
hey,
down hunting moose.
No.
We'll still do that.
Yeah, of course, right? Dave looking to draw first blood with the deposit of the 8-ball, bottom left-hand corner.
Yeah, Jason didn't have a whole lot of options there. I mean, he really had to commit to making that 10-ball.
Yeah.
Definitely, it was a do-or-die shot.
Yeah.
The table did not favor him from the start. So,
yeah.
Good news, bad news. It was Dave's break, so, Dave managed to maintain that, and Jason just needs to come back with a big break here and get that game back.
I agree. Maybe on the next rack we'll run up and see what the actual race is to. Or do you want to go now? Okay, I gotcha. Turn that down so that we can see what's going on or hear what's going on. Race to 5. Very good. We fluked out and got it right on the Fargo Fair match. Johnny back with us. I appreciate that, John.
No worries. I just wanted to get in there before, he broke.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And I appreciate that. Race to 5 straight up in a Fargo Fair match race, so they are very close as far as Fargo goes. 664 and 649.
And I do really like solids here.
Oops, I'm a wee bit late. No worries, Brad. We got you. So final stream of tonight will be the one following this, and that will happen at 8:30.
Just needs to get the right angle on this 4-ball to break out the 1-5. And I like the way that he's leaving.
Do you take the 6 first?
No, you want to leave the 6. Because if
Easy
the
now.
breakout doesn't work out quite right, you have a couple more out balls.
Good call. Shave the 4 into that right-hand side pocket, hopefully into, I think that's the 13.
It is the 13, yeah. So you really want to make
Open
sure
that up a little.
you get that 13 out of there. Because
But
you'll knock the 1 out, but if you double kiss and leave the 13, your 5 is still in the same position.
I agree. I just don't want to see him overhit that and put the 1 in with the 11-12.
That's right.
Just a nice steady shot, clear it out.
If you can hit the 5 somewhat dead on, the 5 will bank out, and the 13 will just bump the 1 out just a touch. It's a nice touchy shot, nothing too hard.
And how is Pat and Karen doing? They're tuning in from Diamond, Ontario. Hopefully I said that correctly. Up in Canada. Where's everybody else tuning in from, guys? Let us know. It seems to be a travel time. It's travel time between finishing work and getting home. So for those that are tuned in, if you can help us out, click that share button down on the bottom left-hand side of your screen. Show that a little bit of love. If you are tuning in on YouTube, make sure you like the feed. That puts us back, puts us up in the priority listings, and you can always copy that stream key.
And if we are having any issues,
Yeah, of
let
course.
us know.
For sure. Let us know volume-wise. Gene tuning in from Georgia. Steve in from Michigan. We do have a few viewers on the BCA Pool League page as well. Look out, corner pocket.
You try to get that 5-ball out of there. Just a little bit more siding. Maybe a little bit lower on the ball.
But you know what? Once you clear the 6 out, I mean, the 5 to bank to that left-hand side pocket's not terrible.
Never be afraid of banks.
Yeah.
These guys said their Fargos are up in 660, so that shouldn't be an issue for them.
No problems. St. Edward is Jeff, and then another Jeff, San Francisco Bay Area in California. We appreciate you tuning in, gentlemen. Ebb and Flow Montana tuning in. How are you, John? We appreciate you hanging out with us. Myself and Johnny been pretty much handling the whole thing today. I think I may have done one or two before you got here. I can't remember.
You're the morning person.
I am. Yeah, I'm morning and night person. Nice shot. Very well done. So I actually like taking the 6-ball here first, setting up for the 3, and that sets me good in on the bank shot.
Yeah, he's just making sure on his angles.
Right, but I suppose the way that the 3-6 sit, doesn't matter whether you go 3 first, 6 first. The whole concept or idea is to get yourself good shape on the bank on the 5-ball.
Yeah, and banking the 5 into the side should be pretty easy for shape on the 8. So I just think, once you just see what angles you have, use those to your advantage here.
For sure. North Dakota in the house. How are you, Tasman? Tuning in on YouTube. Oh, he underhit it.
He tried to hold that.
He did. And I don't think he needed to. I think he actually needed to be across the center line
he could be anywhere and get shape from that 6 to the 5 pretty easy.
Although, I mean, the good news is 14 is now a little trickier to get to. And
I think he has a 12-11 combo here.
I think so as well.
And if he hits this right, he could bump that 14 out just a touch. It's definitely awkward queuing with the 6 there.
It is, so yeah, a little bit hampered by that 6.
He may change his pattern here for a second, yeah.
I don't mind it.
He really wanted to play this combo.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't do it now, he'll do it in either the next shot. I think playing shape for the 9-ball after the 15 would be the play.
Yep.
Because that 9-ball is in an awkward spot. It goes in the side pocket pretty easy, but...
I don't know if it does. Looking, well, it's not terrible.
From the screen, like the monitor, it definitely looks a little tighter.
Yeah, looking live, it's not terrible.
There's quite a bit of room, but you definitely need that 15 to get onto it here.
Yeah.
Is he playing a safety here?
It looks like it might be stuffing the 14 behind the 3.
Interesting.
Yeah. I mean, the 5 is still a little bit tricky here, but you've certainly given the ability now to have a free shot at the bank. Good as far as sound. Appreciate that, Jeff. North Dakota. I think I mentioned that already.
So you just want to play the 6-ball, then play the 3-ball drawback for the 5.
I agree.
And if you can get above that, you can use a 13 to hold for the 8 aside. So
I agree.
If he tries to play the 6 to the 5 here, he could leave himself tricky on the 3-ball.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to play this as the table lies on picking the right pattern. So, I mean, if that's the ideal spot he wants to get to, he can always draw off the 3 to get back up there.
Yeah, and that the angle he has right now for the 5-ball is perfect.
Yeah.
So he went and just double-checked that to make sure. Now it's just about control.
That's right. And these tables are playing quick. I don't even mind this.
No, he hit this perfect.
Yeah.
Because I'm not 100% sure if it goes past the 14 in this bottom.
You must have a candy
corner.
in your mouth. I can
Can
hear
you
it.
It's dry in here, and I need to.
It is.
Sorry, guys. My bad.
All good, sir. It's it can be really challenging to sit here and talk all day long, especially in Vegas. It's pretty dry here. We'll see if I actually have a voice.
Nice.
Great shot.
And
Jason
use
looking
that
to square the
topping
match.
to come back for
Yeah.
the 8 into this corner, because I don't think it passes the 14.
No, I agree. I think this was the only pocket
That's
option.
Right. He played that perfect.
Yeah.
Just watch the cue ball.
Yeah, don't go and scratch back in the left-hand side. I thought
And
he
the
put
only
the
reason
effort
I
in
say
there to
that
do it.
is if this was like a cloth that was a little bit older,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that comes across much easier.
Of course.
But the way these tables grab and slide, you know, that could have hit real sharp.
Oh, yeah. That could have shortened up big time.
Mm-hmm.
Right? But alas, we are tie ball game, one apiece.
And he got his break back win. So
Some pretty big matches happening over in the Alpha Las Vegas Open for the Predator Pro Series.
I was trying to watch that match earlier with Kang Lee.
Kang Lee and
He's
Ko
playing
Pin Chung.
Ko Pin Chung. It's hard to see the score from here.
I know Feder Gorst is playing right now. Alban Ocean is playing right now. There are a few matches that they're 2 or 3 deep on the rail. Sweet finish.
This has been
Very good, Jeff.
That was a great finish. He really controlled those balls at the end.
David from Houston, your video is a little too hot. Not sure what that means.
He's saying it's smoking hot.
I'll take it. We're going to take that as a complete compliment, David.
The players are hot. Jason came up with a nice run out, bank finish.
Oh, I think he's talking in reference to the contrast. Yes, it is a little bit hot. I've tried to play with it, but
it got hotter.
yeah. Well, I mean, so the 2 settings, the one above and the one below the one we're on, just because of how dark the room is, and then we've got Littman lights.
Yeah.
Kind of messes with the contrast a little bit.
Yeah.
So I did mess with that, Mr. David. This is about as good as what I can get it. So we'll also give you a little bit of a tour around if this is your first stream with us for this event. We'll certainly give you a run around of what's going on in the room here. Give you the basic layout, and at some point throughout this event, I'll go live off my phone. I had Ben do the same thing with me in VNEA, but because of the distance between myself and the phone, some of my comments and so on and so forth weren't heard. So I think this time I'll just do it myself, and that way you can hear everything that I'm talking about. And we'll give you the full tour. There's 3 or 4 different rooms that are all set up here for this event in Las Vegas. So we'll give you the run through of all the rooms, the carom tournament that's going on, show you the carom tables, all the different vendors. Lots going on. What's going on, Regis? How are you, my good man, tuning in on the CueSports Live Facebook page? We appreciate you. Did we bring many of the Calgary hotshots with you? Well, Johnny's one of them. He's on Barry's team. Unfortunately, Ben Francis didn't make it. I don't know that Joe is coming down. I don't think Eric is coming down.
I think Eric is still in the Philippines.
Yeah. I don't know whether Steven's coming down. I think he might be here for World 10 Ball.
I'm pretty sure he said he was coming down.
Yeah, for World 10 Ball.
Yeah, they're playing in the World 10 Ball event.
Russ Whittle is not going to come this time. Lincoln City, Oregon in the house. How are you, James?
Nice little stroke to get onto this 1 ball here.
Little tricky.
Yeah,
Gotta
be very
watch your
careful
shot.
with that side pocket cluster. Everything has to kind of, they do all go.
They do.
It's just,
You might be able to take the 5-2 combo if need be.
you just don't want to push anything towards that corner pocket by the 14, or maybe tie up a ball by the 11.
So I think I'm hitting this one ball right-hand spin on the cue ball.
You don't want to touch the 8, and if you do touch the 8, at least come back to where you're at.
And you got to watch the speed. You don't want to end up back and forth behind the 12.
Because if he hits this too thick, he can hook himself behind this 12 ball. But I think he'll be doing just fine here.
I do too. Hey, thanks, Regis. Yeah, the Jam Up Apparel Predator deal. That was a very good movie. I think on both parties' behalf. I think it's done well for Predator. It's done well for us. We actually just announced Kamui. We're doing the same with Kamui as what we are with Jam Up and Predator. And we should see that line hitting release hopefully within the next 3 weeks or so. That'll be the first of a few product releases that we have going on this year. And lots of expansion plans. We are now officially, I'll be the first to announce, Jam Up Apparel officially getting into cornhole. Will be one of the shirt providing options for the players in.
I just went right to Beavis and Butthead. I apologize. It's good to have all these different affiliations.
Yes, it is.
Grows the company, grows the sport.
Yeah, and we're looking at getting into a couple of different sports where jerseys are required. So, and then lots of stuff beyond that. I'll tell you, I've got the whole marketing schedule set for this year, and I know the timing and how we want to roll everything out. So lots of exciting things happening this year with Jam Up.
Yeah, and see, remember when he shot that one ball? He tried to glide into maybe like the 9 or something, and he could have played like a little bit combo here, but he came across, which left him the 3 ball.
So I actually like hitting this 3 with a little bit of pace, taking it off the top side edge of the 2 and sending it back up to the top left.
Yeah.
And by doing so, you can draw into that 15 ball, have the 7 ball next.
And then the 7 ball is the tricky one now. Because if I think he wanted to take the 7 ball first.
Yes.
But that 3 ball was tough shot because he had to shoot light because he could, like, look at how far he went.
But if he back cuts the 5 ball into the 2 for the combo, draws off the 5 into the 15 ball, that sets him on the 7.
Yeah.
But then the 5 ball, you got to hit it with a little bit of pace to get it to the top left-hand corner.
Get that 5 ball across table, and he should have the 7 in the same side as the 2.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. Is Ben playing in any of these events? Unfortunately, he's not. Well, unfortunately, fortunately, he is the new general manager, taking over from Jeff Wanless. So he's the new general manager over at the Leather Pocket in Calgary. Oh, time saver. How about just make them both at once?
Yeah, I thought he had a little bit more angle than that.
I did too.
So now it's just making sure you can get through those balls.
And Jonathan, how's it going? Tuning in on the CueSports Live Facebook page. Regis says, darts guys are living in their jerseys. Just saying, great market for you guys. It is. There's a lot of different options as far as suppliers and darts at the present. But it is certainly one that we'll look into and have looked into. We've done a couple of darts jerseys for some players.
Great control there.
Yeah, really well done.
Yeah.
Jason
that
looking
was not an easy shot because he could easily hit that 12 ball.
I agree. First lead of the match potential for Jason here. Very well done.
Yeah, he got into trouble a couple times with the speed on the table, but he managed to hold it together and came with a great finish.
I agree. And, of course, these guys are all playing along with all 290 tables with the Predator Arcos 2 pool balls. All tables have been clothed in the Predator Arcadia cloth. And if you are looking to get your hands on one of these beautiful tables, there is the QR code. Just give that a scan. That takes you right to where you need to be. You can get all the information you need, pricing, all of that kind of fun jazz.
If you do look forward to playing in these events and other events, they'll all be Predator tables, so it's good to get into it now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and it's just the evolution of how the sport goes. Everything changes.
Of course. Yeah, and I mean, evolution of the game is a good thing, right? You often hear that saying, "I'm not going to repeat because I can't stand it." That it's not the whatever's, it's the I don't even want to say it, but it's in regards to the equipment, right? And you know, pool is very deserving of having the sport evolve.
Of course.
And by saying and making statements like the one I've alluded to but won't say, discounts that, right? So I'm not a fan of that saying.
And speaking of like how the game is evolving here, we have Dave who's using a carbon fiber shaft, as Jason is still using the wood shaft.
And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. To each their own, right?
Nothing at all.
Right. I have certain things that I prefer about the carbon fiber shaft, but that's all based on what I like to feel and the sound and the potential of what I can do with the cue ball.
Yeah, and that was a nice combination there, because that combo didn't go in the corner, so Dave hit the 2 a little bit thicker to make sure that he pushed that 11 ball into the pocket. So
yeah, smart shot.
Very, very nice shot.
Yeah, 14 will pass. The 12, I think, is up top there. That'll set him in nice on the 11 behind the 7 ball.
Yeah.
So really everything has a home here.
His only real issue is that 8 ball's in a tight spot.
Well, I think 8 goes past into the bottom left-hand corner once the 10 clears.
Yeah, it goes into that corner, but the ball to get onto that, I mean, it does go into the side pocket, so you may save this 10 ball for the
out
8
ball.
in the side. And I think he really wanted to hold for this 15 ball. So we'll see if that comes back on him here.
Yeah.
Everything does have a nice home.
Yeah, it's all there for the taking. 15 might be a little bit tricky given the proximity of the 6 ball, but it's manageable.
It is, yeah.
Now, is he going to break into this? Looks like he's putting tops.
It looks like he is.
Yeah, don't know if I would have done that.
To do that.
No. But again, right, maybe there was a little funny angle or something that we couldn't see.
Yeah, like I said, it's when you're down at the table, like everyone feels comfortable with certain things. That's why, you watch somebody play and you think, oh, why did he do that?
Yeah.
And you do the same thing and you do it differently, and the other guy's thinking, why did he do that?
Yeah.
A lot of people like moving that cue ball around with bottom, throwing the ball. Some people like topping. So, there's many ways of playing this game.
I wonder if he's just going to play safe.
He's kind of safe here.
Yeah, just nice touch. Leave the cue ball behind the 7.
He might get it behind the 12 ball, I'm thinking.
Depends, I guess, how much of that ball he can see. Yeah.
Oh, so he just flicked that up here, which left him...
Not a lot.
6 ball.
6 ball goes, I think.
6 ball in the corner, 7 in the side, depending what you like. And that's like he didn't need to go into the break that 11.
No, I think that's one of the things he may go back and look at and realize, I didn't need to break into that.
But I think it all started because he came up a little far for the shape on the 15. If he'd have got the 15, he could easily came back up table and played those other balls and tic-tac-toe.
I agree.
So now Jason
Mobile Pool Streaming tuning in from Wisconsin. How are you? So I'm getting a few messages each and every day. So once we finish a match, somebody goes back and watches and they say hello. So just so everybody knows that if it doesn't say live in the top of your screen, chances are we're not live. So it's not that we're trying to ignore you. It would just be a pre-recorded match that that you're watching at that point.
That's right.
And typically, if you do ask a question or say hi, we will be responsive so that you know that we're actually live as you're watching. Yeah, you nailed it. All player realities are different. Yeah, I would agree. right? And that's the thing, right? Perception is reality to everybody, right? I perceive things differently than you do when I'm down on the table, and so on and so forth. So, the only thing that we can come through and bring out is to play to what my perception of the table is.
Exactly.
Right?
Somebody told me a long time ago, like, there's no wrong way of playing, Just play the way you feel comfortable with. If you get
That's
out,
it.
you get out.
That's it.
We all see the game differently.
I agree.
Tuning
Tuning in from Medicine Hat, Alberta. Blaine, how are you? Sorry, Johnny.
That's okay. So it's not a bad little pattern here. Just play maybe like a touch stun follow through on this. Make sure you can get onto this 4-ball nice to draw back for the 7.
Mm-hmm.
And,
You might be able to just hit and stick for the 4-2, right?
Well, I think he doesn't want to get too much weird angleness here.
Yeah. Well, I like just a hit and stick if you can. Off the 1, take the 4 next. Yeah.
Just like that.
Yeah. And that leaves you the 4-7-2-8 out.
Mm-hmm. Because I think if he goes too low, then he might be going into the 8-ball.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, if he has too much angle, he's going to have to play a little check siding to kind of get onto the 7.
Yep. And we appreciate the stream from Wisconsin Mobile Pool Streaming.
Very nice.
Indeed. And yes, even the pros see it a little bit differently. I mean, it's one of those debates, right? Why are the pros? And, there is certain patterns where you're working with angles and taking natural path, right? And that all comes from cue ball control, right? But in order to do that, you have to work on your pattern play first, right? So it's an evolution of thought and the way that you perceive things to be.
Oh, 100%. I was watching Catchy play last year,
Mm-hmm.
and the way he played shape on the 6-ball, I was like,
what?
Why would you do that? Like, you could draw back 4 inches and take a nice cut.
Yeah.
But he stunned it and took on a super hard cut.
Yeah.
And the shape on the 7 was the same.
Interesting. Yeah.
And maybe he just felt better.
Yeah, well, sure.
More comfortable cutting that in thin.
Yeah, and maybe he didn't want to do too much with the cue ball, and there could be underlying things that he knows, right? The slide of the table, new cloth, right? And he's got to approach it through his perception of reality.
Exactly. And he still ran a table.
Yeah, of course. And that's the end goal, right?
That's right.
That's the results you're looking for. So if you get it to that point, then great. You did exactly what you were supposed to do.
But, that just shows you, like, he's probably super comfortable with just cutting that in the way it was. And, and the guy's one of the top players.
Yeah. So cue ball control says, I have a much better thought process away from the table. Need experience and confidence to do the same when playing. And that all, like I say, that all comes from, constantly playing, putting yourself in the grease. And, there's 2 pieces of advice I'll give to anybody if you want to get better. Number 1 is record yourself playing. That way you get to see, kind of how you approach everything, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, so on and so forth. And then, so that was the...
I think I sold a shirt to this Dave guy today.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And then, sorry, I'll give him my second one. Get yourself in the grease. Play players that are better than yourself.
Yes. Compete.
Yeah.
I find I go back to the stream matches of my matches and I watch myself play and I see what I was doing right and what I was doing wrong. The best part is watch it fairly quick so it's still fresh in your mind. Because you know your mental process of going through those shots.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we get to sit in a little bit of a privileged position, right? Being that we get to see a lot of different players, different calibers. From beginners right to pro players, and we get to see a lot of different patterns, right? And there's most certainly by commentating on the stream for the last 7 years, it's certainly helped my game.
Oh, for sure. Watching pool and just being a student helps. I mean, for myself growing up, I never
Mhm.
had streaming. I never had YouTube.
Yep.
So if we had a video or if, it was on TV, you would watch it. And I remember my uncle and I would watch it.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as it was done, we like ran to the pool hall and started playing.
Of course.
And I would remember the shots that they were playing, and I was trying to like mimic those
Yeah.
and trying to understand why.
Mm-hmm. More how than why,
Mm-hmm.
right? How do I accomplish that? How do
Yeah.
I repeat that and put that same shot and that same knowledge into my own
Exactly.
tool bag, right? Which is the advantage of the position that we sit in. We get to see a
Mhm.
lot of different pattern plays and go, oh, well, that was different than how I would have done it.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that better, so I'm going to change it up to that way. Right? But I mean, not only do we commentate on a lot of
They
pool,
get the
but
7 out.
yeah, nice little nudge. Nope. Out of the frying pan into the fire, they say.
Well, I wasn't 100% sure if it went before.
Yeah.
It was close. It was close.
It was, and he might be able to
But
spin
now,
that, right?
Now it goes in real easy.
Yeah.
Maybe he wanted to create an angle because he's going to break out this 3 ball, which I think he might try. Or sorry, not the 3 ball, but the 5 ball.
Yeah. That is tough. Tough action.
I think he didn't want to hit the 7.
Yeah. I see the table's much better watching streams than I do shooting. Yep. And that, I mean, like I say, that all comes with experience. And the more time times you put yourself in the grease and play players that are a step up on caliber from you.
Yeah.
You never lose in this game, right? You either win or you learn. It's one of the two.
Always learning.
Yeah.
Always learning. And the best part about it is when you're watching at home, you don't have the camera lights on you.
That's right.
You're not in the heat of the battle where
That's right.
everything just seems a little bit tighter,
Mhm. Well, and that's who made that comment. Let me see about bringing up the Ghost, playing in the Ghost League, right? It was kind of that nice little side benefit that we didn't think about, where playing in the Ghost League with the CSL IPL, it does put you in the grease,
Oh, it
right?
does?
Even though you're playing by yourself, potentially at home or wherever you're playing, by having that camera on, knowing that people are watching, that puts you in the grease.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And it wouldn't seem it, right? We didn't think about that,
And even
obviously.
when I practice, I play the Ghost.
Yeah.
Because
It's a great way to learn.
I'm just competing against myself,
Mm-hmm.
and if I can beat the Ghost, it means I'm hitting the ball good.
Mm-hmm. So again, everything goes here, but a lot of this is going to be cue ball control and position play.
Yeah, he played a really nice shot to break out the 5.
Yeah.
So it just depends on how he wants to attack this 4 ball. Because
Yeah,
the 4, he might have to play it off.
Well, I kind of
10,
thought,
or does it go straight in?
I don't know if it even goes between the 11-10. I don't know if it'll go off to 10. I kind of thought with the shot he just played to go up a little bit higher up the table, maybe 3-4 inches.
Well, I think he
And
tried
then
to get
2 rails
higher.
around. Yeah, 2 rails around for the 6 next, right? And just leave yourself a nice angle on the 6, come down kind of in the proximity of 11.
That's
4 goes to that left-hand side pocket.
And I believe he wanted to get a little bit higher on this, but the speed of this table and just that little slide.
Yeah, the slide, I think, got him off the rail.
So that's where you'll be fighting just a little bit more.
Yeah. So now it's on to plan B. 1 bank on the 6 ball. And it's still there, right? 1 bank on the 6 to the left side pocket. And come down right where the 11 ball is. And you should be home free. Which is why I never miss from back here.
Exactly.
We bat 1,000% on this side of the camera. Blake Holmes says, great league, learned a lot from that experience. Indeed, and we'll play again soon. Yeah, right now, unfortunately, the CSL IPL is not running. We're having some processing issues and still dealing with some legalities on that end. So we are working to get that fixed up. And hopefully be back at it soon. I don't see enough game of Grant Zemp playing. Nobody needs to see that. I used to play quite a bit on the CueSports live streams when we first started, and we kind of learned right away and fairly quickly that if we're going to take this on and do the streaming, it can't always be myself and Ben and John and all the regular heavy hitters on the stream that we had at that point, and so I've kind of backed off of that, and I don't. I'd rather somebody else who hasn't been on the stream. I'd rather give them that opportunity. Yeah, Plan C for sure. Yeah, we'll get it there, Blake. Most certainly. It's certainly a slower process going through what we are than ultimately what I'd like. But I do want to. I'll say this. I know I've got a few CSL IPL league players that are tuned in here, but I'll say this. I really have my ultimate goal, my ultimate plan is that when we do come back, we're solid. I don't want to try and Mickey Mouse or Band-Aid the solution to the issues that we're having. I want to fix the problem, so that way we don't have to worry about it going forward.
Yeah.
And I think if I tried to Band-Aid it or skirt around it, we're just going to continually run into issues, and it's just not a good look, a good feel for where things need to be. So when we do come back, we'll be back with vengeance and be able to run full. So.
Yeah, so the biggest thing here is just Jason's just to make sure he gets control of his cue ball.
Well, this puts him on the hill. If he can get through this. If he can find his way, and it's there. All the potential is there.
Yeah, just play this 12 and a side here. And if he feels the control, he can play for the 11 next. Because that's where his real issue is, just this little, like, they're a little funny in those little spots.
Yeah, he got a kind of a tricky angle on this 12 ball.
And if you get a little too off angle, it can make this run out a little bit more difficult.
But I think he's okay. I think if he takes that 12 to the side and just kind of float the cue ball in behind the 6, he's got the 11, 10.
Yeah, he should be able to hit this just below the 6 ball.
Blake from British Columbia asked James. No, so we're live on a couple of different pages right now. We've got the CueSports Live YouTube channel. We've got CueSports Live Facebook page, as well as the BCA Pool League Facebook page. So we're live on a couple of different spots, and we're watching the comments on all of those pages. So if you're seeing us or hearing us respond to a question that you don't see, it's coming from one of those other pages.
Yeah, I think we need somebody here just looking at comments.
Yes.
So I didn't realize that the 11 passed the 10 ball. So that kind of puts him in an interesting spot here. He can play the 13 or the 12 in the side. Obviously, I think the 12 in the side might be better because
I agree.
Just roll forward and stun the
natural path, right?
Yeah.
10, just a nice little draw stroke, perhaps off, and tagging that right-hand side rail. Just about just to the left side of where that 6 ball is, I think would be ideal. That puts you in fairly straight on the 12 to the left side. A little roll up. Oh, might have overhit.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying is like this table's look finicky.
It is.
The angles
that juice,
just a little bit weird.
Yeah. So if you go into that rail without a lot of speed, that juice will grab.
That's right.
Right?
So I'm not sure how much angle he has on this, if he could just roll forward with a little check, or if he's got to kind of maybe hit this a little firm and come back below the ball again.
I think he can still put that in the left-hand side pocket, maybe a little bit of right-hand spin, and hopefully, same weight, and just let it take off that left side rail and put himself back in position for the 13 to the bottom right.
And just slightly being hampered over the 6 ball here. But I think overall he's fine.
I agree.
It's just, a little awkward.
Yeah. No, he could just play that straight through. I think he's more than good here. Nice little control pocket weight shot. Maybe tag that right side rail again. And just back out again and put yourself on the hill.
Mm-hmm. It's so hard to judge. Like, to me, it looks like he's got so much angle in this that he might have to play the 8 and a side.
Yeah, he could do that too.
You know?
Right, the 8 and the side might be a little tricky. That's almost a full diamond up table.
See, he's looking at it, so yeah, maybe he does have a little bit more angle than I thought. So he just has to be a little bit more cautious with this. And maybe like even still a slow roll might be okay.
I think the slow roll is the way to go here.
This is
right,
so
just up
scary.
Really, it is for sure. But I think you've got to be able to trust your stroke, trust your potting ability. The table's not rolling out; it's playing perfect, right?
But the confident stroke is to play this with confidence and then play the 8 and a side.
Mm-hmm.
Slow roll. There's so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah, but I think the option off that left side rail could potentially bring in that side pocket just about like that.
Yeah,
that was close. He just caught that side horn.
And that's the thing. Any other table, that's like, even if he was playing on a table that was just recloth, he had that same issue.
I agree. So I think the slow roll was the shot. In my opinion,
a couple of days, he could have slid this and he would have been perfect on the side pocket.
Yeah. He's in a little tough here.
That's tricky.
It is.
Yeah.
That cut back into that right side pocket. Not only you're shooting into the blind pocket, right? But it's thin, and you catch any amount of horn on these Predator tables, and it's not going.
This all started when he played the 10 ball shape for the 12.
Yeah.
That got him into that weird angle.
Yep. Is this Fargo Fair match a hot match? You know what? I'm not sure. I know that they're playing straight up. Their Fargos are fairly close.
Yeah,
Jason's at a 664, Dave's at 649, and so they're both racing to 5. I would suspect it's probably the medium setting.
Yeah, I'm not sure as well.
And now, I mean, even the bank to the side becomes really tough because he's gone a little too far up table, right? The double kiss would be on if you tried the bank. Although you can bend it. You can bend it like Beckham, even on a shot like that.
I don't mind the cut in the side and just leave that cue ball on the back or the top rail.
Yeah,
and
leave some distance.
I mean, then it puts Dave into a situation here.
For sure. Hopefully you can freeze up to the rail, and if you don't make the shot, you put him on the beach.
And this shot's just tough because of the table slides.
Yeah.
Any other day, Jason would have got perfect onto that, and he might have had better position to start with because the table would have played different.
Yeah. Well, and that doesn't speak to the table at all. That's any table.
The table plays so
See what I mean? Just caught the outside of that horn.
Yeah.
And it's one of the things I actually really like about the Predator table, right? If it's going to tighten up your game for sure. It'll really kind of tune you in on the cue ball control, but also on your shot making and potting ability. Because if you don't essentially hit the heart of the pocket, especially on those sides, man, you catch any of that horn and she ain't going in.
That's right. And the good thing is they're both playing on the same table. Conditions are great. They're just a little slippery, you know.
And of course, Dave is going to take full advantage.
Yeah.
Finish that table off fairly quickly.
Yeah.
Thought Canadians were into hockey. We are into hockey, but we certainly love our pool because there's really nothing else to do outside of hockey in the wintertime. And so let me show you a little quick trip around the room, starting with myself. My name is Grant. This is Johnny. We are your commentators for the majority of this event. So we'll take you on a little bit of a run around. So there is the registration desk. That's where everybody comes in and reports to.
It's pretty quiet right now. Normally
it is.
There's 1,000 people right there.
Yeah. Well, they got a few things fixed with computers and so on and so forth. So it's been really good today. Today is the slowest day that we have throughout the entire time we're here, and you can see even on the slowest day she is still packed. So those are your 9-foot tables. That is the Alpha Las Vegas Open, put on, of course, by Predator.
If you zoom in to the far right table, you'll see Fedor. Or sorry, the second one.
Yeah,
this table
Fedor
right
is...
here.
Fedor is... oh, sorry, guys, we're going to go back to the main
sorry,
table
guys.
so we don't miss the break.
See, even we love watching the pros.
Of course, right?
We're showing you this table, the room, and then we see, like, you know, someone like Fedor playing a match, and we wanted to zoom in to watch.
It's so true.
But, you know, we're here to watch Dave and Jason play.
That's right. That's right.
If you guys want to watch the pros, you guys can come down here or go to World Billiard TV.
Yes, World Billiard TV has them all. I don't know whether all tables are streaming. I know they're recording all tables, whether they upload them after the fact or they are doing it live.
Got you.
Not sure, but certainly on YouTube. Just go search World Billiard TV, and you'll be able to watch the pros. Same type of broadcast, all free to view.
Yeah, yeah. They do a great job of that.
Mhm.
They have a wicked system. Like,
Well, of course, yeah, they're a full
It's
production company, and
full
you get
production.
you get the likes of Mark White and Jimmy White over there.
yeah,
We're just the Canadian version of those guys.
yeah.
Although Jimmy is Jim White
Jim's
is Canadian, and a great guy at that.
And he owns a really nice pool hall in
Yeah,
Toronto.
he sure does. Him and John White.
Mm-hmm. I've been
Scott
up there a few times.
Callentine, my man, how are you? It has been a minute. A voice I recognize. Join the match. Thanks for the broadcast. Hey, you're welcome. We appreciate you guys tuning in. If you are just tuning in, it is the CueSports International Expo 2022 here in Lost Wages, Nevada, also known as Sin City. So we are live from now straight through to March 4th. We are live daily at 10:30, 12, 3:30, 5 o'clock, last match at 8:30. And we'll bring you all the action for as many semifinals, finals as what we can. And those, of course, will be regardless of what the time is. At least for myself. I can't speak on behalf of John, but I will be here. John may or may not be here.
Well, you know, like the last few nights, I was up late practicing.
Yes.
Because it's quiet in here. Like, throughout the day, we're busy.
It's cooking busy.
We are doing the streaming, and then if we're not streaming, we're at the Jam Out booth, and we're doing that as well, you know. So most of the times that I myself can practice is late at night. And I'm not the only one in here practicing. There's a few other people here.
What time do the booths close? I think we close Jam Up somewhere between around 10 o'clock, somewhere in that neck of the woods. I see a couple of streams merge the chat from multiple platforms. Is this possibility here? So we use a different broadcasting. I don't know what to call it.
That's all you.
Yeah.
I just sit in a chair and
Yeah,
talk.
so the the broadcasting format or program that we use is called Wirecast Pro, and that is somewhere in and around $1,500 to get the program. I don't think it cooperates with the other streaming platforms, and so to merge them in, I don't think they've updated the platform to have that capacity as of yet. But I certainly enjoy the functionality of using Wirecast Pro. Very user-friendly, easy to get things set up and done. So I can't say at this point that that's an option, but certainly something in the future that we may look at.
Yeah, there's definitely so many different ones out there.
There are. Some are free to use, but I find with those ones that are free to use, the functionality is not user friendly. You really do have to know what you're doing. But I find with Wirecast Pro, it is really user friendly. But maybe it's just because I've acclimated to Wirecast Pro.
Yeah, paying for it is worth it. for whatever you do.
Hey, you're welcome, Blake. I'm a fan of all of them. I like the applicability of all the games, 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, but I also am a little bit different where I like both tables. I like both sides. So the 9-foot and the 7-foot. I know that some have their preference and, they want to call the 7-foot the kiddie table, and I don't quite agree with that sentiment. I think 8-ball on a 7-foot table, really you have to be pretty Johnny on the spot, no pun intended, with cue ball control. It's a little bit more congested, so pattern play definitely comes into play there, where on a 9-foot, less balls and, a little easier on the pattern, but a bigger surface to make shots on. So I think both tables have their applicability, and so do all the games on all the tables. I'm just a fan, right? Let's be real, Johnny. I'm just a fan of the game.
I pretty much play every game, snooker, 9-foot, and 7-foot.
Mm-hmm.
And they all have their challenges.
They do.
Which one do I like the most?
Yeah. Which one, Johnny? What do you like?
I mean, it's a hard one. I love snooker.
Yeah.
Snooker is an amazing game.
Yeah.
If I go to 9-foot, definitely 10-ball on the 9-foot. I got a 9-foot in the basement, so that's the game we tend to play the most. I wonder, hopefully this isn't too thin here. I think he should be able to hold this.
Yeah, just a nice.
I'm always scared.
Yeah, of course.
Because from down on there, he's probably like no problem. But from up here, I'm like, oh, that looks pretty sharp.
Yeah, for sure. Does Jam Up have all the colors of the Fusion jerseys available? I do know. We do not actually have those at this event. I think we have a couple versions or variations of the color options, but they're always available online. So if you don't see it at the show here, and it's something that you want, make sure you talk to Michaela. She's at the booth. And if you order online while live here at the show, there's a special discount that she offers.
Mm-hmm. And he played the right shot. 2 rails, get up there for the side pocket. Just came up just a hair short.
Yeah, but I think it's makeable.
I think he should be okay.
Off the horn and in.
But
we are tie ball game, Johnny.
That was a nice little run out. And it doesn't matter who's on these tables.
Mm-hmm.
They're all playing on the same tables, and everyone might struggle just a little bit with some of the speed and spin off the rails. But I tell you, by the time teams start, these tables are going to be playing lightning fast, and they're going to play a little tighter than what they're playing right now.
Yep.
And obviously, if I play bar or 7-foot, 8-ball is the game.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
I was raised on 7-foot 8-ball.
I would rather play 10-ball. If we like 9-ball on the bar on the 7-foot's just a little. 10-ball would be so much better.
10-ball is definitely better. I agree.
And
Blake says, always a 10-ball fan, but do not allow the 10 early like 9. A true rotation beginning to end. Thoughts? Yeah. The thing I like about 10-ball over 9-ball, you have to. It's call shot.
Yeah, no, it's definitely the luck factor versus 9-ball and 10-ball is huge.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I prefer 10-ball. I like to call my shots. The rotation part is what makes 9-ball and 10-ball amazing. I just don't believe if you play 9-ball and you miss your ball and fluke it in off 2 rails, you get rewarded for a bad shot.
Mm-hmm.
That's not my favorite part.
I agree.
And the luck factor happens. You're either lucky or unlucky in that match.
Yeah.
Everyone gets a lucky break for sure.
Yeah.
As 10-ball, if you do fluke that ball, you can approach the table and decide if you want to take it or give it back.
That's right. Derek Moore says bar box 10-ball equals best game ever.
Of course Derek would say that. He is the 7-foot 10-ball specialist.
He sure is. How are you, Derek Moore? We appreciate you tuning in.
That's my bro.
So back to the game. Really important game for both of these players, looking to get themselves on the hill to close escrow. So what do you do here, Johnny? What's your choice? Are you going high ball or low ball? I know my pick.
You know your pick?
I know my pick.
I'm just trying to size up this table here.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously, they're both pretty tied up.
They are, but I like high ball. I like going underneath here. Didn't quite get to that point. I like trying to go underneath and punch into that 4, replace the 4 with the cue ball. I believe the 10 ball passes the 6 to the right-hand side pocket. That'll push the 9 up table.
Yeah,
From there, I've got
to break
14.
up that 11, so the 12 can do that.
Mm-hmm.
But
Only reason I don't like low ball is the 1-3 on the right side rail. I realize, of course, the 6 is there for a breakout, but
well, it's a such tight angle to get on
It
that
is.
6 to break it out. Overall, this is not a fun table.
it's not fun at all.
Sometimes if I get tables like this, I like to plan out what balls I want to make and what balls I'm going to use to play a safety on.
Yes. I don't know if this is one that you do attempt to try to run out. I think he's got a nice angle here on the 12 where he could potentially come down and break into this 9-10. The issue is, where does it lead you?
Well, I think right now if he shot the 11 soft and pushed
Snug
that
the 6 to the
into
1.
those 3 balls,
Yeah, good call.
that opens up his 11 ball.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing he needs to worry about is kind of like his 9-10 ball.
Yep.
Unless, Dave could come up with some sort of strategy as
Yeah.
well. This is like chess.
Yeah, I love this part.
You think you made a good move, and all of a sudden Buddy comes up with a move you never thought of.
That's
and it's
right.
Like, oh.
He puts your queen in jail or
Yeah.
says check.
Yeah, exactly. Tight pants.
I was going to say, what, are we getting old?
No.
And I'm not getting, I'm already there.
So he might try to run forward into this 10-9.
Mm-hmm.
No.
He did not. That
gonna-
surprises me a bit.
I'm
You know what?
wondering if this 11
If
goes
that
into
11
the side.
I was just going to say, if that 11 goes to the side, I'm shooting 14. 14 break into
break
that
out the balls,
10-9. Right? Hopefully I catch the top side of 10. Cue ball, goes a little bit up table for the 11 ball.
Like, from where I'm sitting, like the 11 doesn't look like it passes the 6.
Mm-hmm.
But it must. And he's going to play this 14, break out the 9-10 right now, and his 11 is his out ball.
I like it.
So it all just depends on where these balls end up.
And I think you kind of saw that momentum flip from one to the next. Great shot. Really well done. Does that 8 past 4 down to the bottom left-hand corner is the question.
Yeah, like it must go.
Yeah, I would think it would have to at this point. I think he's looking dead at that 8 ball, whether it passes the 4. I think it does.
Yeah, the 8 ball passes the 4.
Right now it's just
I
pattern
like
play.
shooting this 10 ball and just kind of coming up and bringing that cue ball kind of where it's at now.
Here's the other option. Take the 11 in now, leave yourself high on the 9 ball, 9 to the side pocket, float for the 10, 10 to the bottom right, hit and stick for the 8 past the 6 to the right side.
Yeah. It's you got to be pretty good with your angles.
You do.
You
Well,
know.
I mean, you got to be able to go over and see where my straight on angle
That's
is
right.
and get beyond that.
If he shoots this 10 ball, gets that cue ball kind of where it is now, he could just roll that 11 in the side and just stun the 9 ball.
So again, right, perspective is
Exactly.
reality.
There's no wrong way.
Nope. Well, I mean, you can go
What's the
10,
easiest
9,
way for
11. You
you?
can go 10, 11, 9.
Yeah.
Right?
It's just-
All personal preference.
That's right. Everyone has a different comfortability on certain shots.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Now that we get to watch your stream, says Derek Moore. Appreciate the compliment, sir.
We'll be here all week.
We will, right straight through next week.
That's why I was sucking on that Halls earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Just really dry.
It is very dry.
Yeah.
Vegas is in the desert.
So this is, like I said, the 11 looks so tight in a side pocket. And if it was easy, he would have shot it by now.
Yeah, it can't be easy. And maybe he's got a little bit of the wrong angle on the 11. Maybe he's a little bit straight.
It's very possible.
But he can't create the angle because it's tight for the 11 to get past the 6. Right, but either way, even if you hit and stick there, take the back cut on the 9, you can go up table and back down.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you just got to make sure you hit the window between the 8-6.
And if you're feeling confident, shoot the 9 now and play the 3
Yeah.
rails for the 11 in the
I
side.
agree.
But let's see what he decides to do here.
I think he's looking to draw back, right, and play the 9 to the top right.
It's very possible, yes. So hard to see from our angles.
It is. And a little bit short of pace here. So do you try to Corey duel this shot?
Nah,
Draw with left hand and come above the side pocket back down to the 3?
Get that cue ball right, 4 inches off that rail.
Mm-hmm. Take the cut on the 8 to the bottom right.
Goes into the bottom right. On the screen, it looks a little tight. But when you're at this table, there's tons of room.
Mm-hmm.
He could be frozen to that rail at the diamond and still make the 8 ball.
Yeah.
So he'll probably just want to pop out about 3-4 inches.
Even in the same line with where that 9 was now, yeah, he's sitting good.
Yeah.
To put himself on the hill, Jason Sweet getting the run out done.
And this is where I have an issue with this shot, is sometimes I feel like I'm going to get belly hooked on those 2 balls. So as I'm shooting over the balls, I'm very conscientious about where my stomach is over the 7 and 5.
Nobody likes to be belly hooked. Oh, we've got the Iceman in action here as well. Mika aiming in on one of the Predator tables. So now you've got Fetter, you got Mika. Lots of action. John Mora about to start a match. Perfect. Look outside. Look out.
Look at that.
Ooh, baby.
It had eyes.
It sure did. But it slowed just in time. And somebody had mentioned Jam Up, so we'll throw some Jam Up on the screen for you. So these jerseys are available. The yellow ones here, very, very limited. So if you're in the Vegas area and you want to get one, make sure you come down, get it quick. And of course, the Predator Pro Series collection. Some new releases that are definitely available. The Predator Strike jersey. I'll tell you what, one of the hot sellers at Jam Up Apparel at our booth. And, of course, the Predator Splice jacket. This one's also available at the booth. And the final product, the Predator Shadow Hoodie. Hot seller.
Yeah, those things are flying off the shelves.
Sure are.
I'm not lying.
So changed up a little bit with Jam Up on our material side. We've got a couple of things that we'll be bringing out here in the next little bit. Changed up our material. There's a reason for that, and some of the things that we're doing. But stay tuned. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go over to the Jam Up Facebook page. Also, like that, we tend to do a few announcements over that page. That'll get you first in line for any of the new news that's coming out.
So
New
Dave,
product releases, all kinds of fun things.
Dave's in a very interesting situation here with Jason's dry break.
Mm-hmm.
He can put himself on the hill and break for the match.
Yes, and I don't mind how this table lies.
No, it
I think with the angle he's got,
if he plays the 5 off the rail into the 13, it opens up the 4 and may push that 8 out just a touch.
I agree. I was looking more on the high ball side. If he cuts that 11 into the bottom right-hand corner, scoots around 2 rails, that puts him onto the 9. From there, it's duck hunting season.
Yeah, he just has to make sure he gets that.
Yeah.
13
It's a little bit of a reach, right? So for myself, I'm a little bit on the taller side.
Yeah.
So for me to stretch over and even, be hampered by that 13, I think I could hit that without too many issues.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is there an online bracket for BCA? You know what? I've wanted to find this out. So if I can leave you here for about 2 seconds, Johnny, I'm going to run over to the desk and see if there is an online bracket. I'd like to know the answer to that as well.
Sorry about that, guys. Grant turned off my mic and not his. That's why he heard his mic hitting the ground. Now, I'm not 100% sure. Like, he could have went into this 13 ball, which would have opened up the 8. So does the 8 pass? Doesn't go into these corners, but it does go into the side pocket. He seems to have a plan at least. Just making sure he gets this nice angle on this 1 ball here. I think he has the right angle to make this 6 ball. It is tight to that 7 ball, that's for sure.
I got us some information. Your brackets can be found at ctsondemand.com. And I'll do some research and see. I'll go there myself and see what it takes to find it. But I'm sure if you put in the search bar for BCA Las Vegas Championships, it will be fairly readily available on there. Look at Derek Moore. Already had the answer. Should be CTS on demand.
Well, Derek Moore is one of those guys that does pay attention to a lot of stuff.
Oh, he sure does. A little bit of knowledge from Mr. Derek Moore. I appreciate that, buddy. Wish I would have read that. Would have saved me a trip over to the booth. Although I'll say today is not terrible for my ankles and my feet.
Yes. I was standing at that booth for 2 days, and my back was killing me.
Mm-hmm. It can happen.
So he kind of seems to be in a funny position here, because that, like, the 8 ball to me looks like it's in a bad spot.
It is, but it does go to the
1 ball.
He does. It does go to the left-hand side pocket or to the top left-hand corner. But again, right, it's a matter of playing position, which you can get there off the 1 ball, depending on the angle that you get.
Yeah, if he got the angle and he could bump into the 9 ball, then he's gold. So he did keep the angle to get to the 1 ball.
So do you go behind 10 off that left side rail and back out? I think that's what he's looking at.
Yeah, I mean, it's really depends on how,
you know what,
his speed on this table is.
I think you could just hit and stick. If you can get straight in on the 1, hit and stick, perhaps a little bit of a touch draw, that 8 goes to the top right.
It goes, but he might have to bump that 9 ball just a touch, or else he's taking a thin cut. So we just got to watch, because he's got a lot of angle on this.
Yeah,
so
he does.
Watch his speed.
Yeah, look at this. Right behind the 10, off the rail a bit, dead straight.
So he may have to do what you said, is just draw back just a touch. Because now he can't go into that 8 ball.
Mm-hmm.
So that means he's going to be taking on kind of like, look, he's looking 2 rail side pocket.
You need the exercise and stretch. Well, we unfortunately don't get the time for that while we're here, especially both myself and Johnny. I've got a few responsibilities to take care of over at the Jam Up booth. So if I'm not on a mic, I'm over at the Jam Up booth. And I'll say this, that if you're coming down and you stop by the Jam Up booth, please do me a favor. Give a little bit of appreciation to both Steph Toy and Michaela. They are the girls working the Jam Up booth, and they have done a phenomenal job. They are up and at 'em every morning. Get there, between 8:30. Get all of the clothing put out, display
put
put
that
out.
all the way at night.
Everything
and
comes
at
down
night,
at night.
There's about 4 or 5 of us putting it away.
That's right.
And in the morning, it's just them two.
That's right. Well, and they work from morning till night.
Yep.
Right. So they're there, like I say, 8:30 in the morning, and they go till 10 o'clock at night. So, I'm somewhat acclimated to that because of the stream.
Yep.
But if you're coming down and you would oblige, show them a little bit of love.
Yeah.
Is this the only table that is streamed? Zach is asking on the BCA page. Right now it is. So for singles, it makes it really tough for commentating and keeping score, trying to keep track of a couple of different tables. When we get into teams, we will have both tables 1 and 2 that are being streamed.
So yeah, that angle he got on the 1 ball was very tough because he had such a sharp angle on the 3.
Did he get on that 8 good?
He called
looks
that
like
to
it.
the corner pretty quick,
Yeah.
so he must.
He's down in it pretty quick.
To me, it looks like he's got to throw this just a touch. But that was the issue. Like I said, from the first shot, he could have broke that 8 ball out. Yeah, if not, I'm still thinking he could make this.
Oh yeah. I think there's high probability that we get to go hill-hill. This will be the third hill-hill match.
Oh, he fouled.
He did foul.
So that was really tight to go past that 8 ball.
It had to have been to go past the 9 ball.
9 ball, sorry about that.
That's okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Jason's licking his chops, ball in hand, to close escrow on the match.
I did fancy David winning this game and having a great chance to break and run out, So now Jason just needs to collect his nerves.
Yeah, no worries at all, Zach. If there was a way that we could do it, and I'll be honest, there's things being worked on that would allow that. So it's just going to take time, but that option will soon be a reality.
And this is one of those things where you just feel everything goes. But
Yeah,
you want to make it the easiest.
Yeah, the smart pattern play. Right, so I like what he's doing here. This is, in my opinion, the big trouble is 13, 12. I think that's the 9 and 11.
Yeah.
That's the big trouble. You can always get to 15, 14 up top. Right, the biggest problem that you have to worry about is getting enough angle on the 15 to get to the 14.
So ideally, this is what I would do: is I would play the way he did this, play the 14, or sorry, the 11, but drop for the 14 ball. You save the 15 for your last shot.
Yep.
So you play that 15, you come middle table, and you have 10, 13, 9 to play with, and use those angles. Save that 15 for last.
Yep, I like that. Draw on the 13 past, draw on the 11 past the 13 up towards that side pocket. Yeah.
But taking that 12 ball first was the key shot.
I agree.
And I'd say play this 11 for the 14 is the next shot. Once he comes middle table, he has 3 balls to play with.
Yeah.
And from there, easy to control and the run out.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's just one option. There are many options.
Oh, of course. Yeah, well, you could go forward 3. It does bring in the 10, though, to go forward 3 up for the 14.
Just because if you get funny on this 14, then it's kind of tough to get,
Yeah.
anywhere.
Well, and so Russ Whittle was the one, and I mean, bar box, 8-ball, genius level thinker, right? And what he was saying is, as you progress through making your balls, by the time you get to the end ball or your last ball prior to the 8 should be the easiest shot on the table.
100%.
Right?
And what I like to do on tables like this is what's the easiest shot to get on the 8 ball?
Yeah.
And You could play multiple shape on multiple balls through your run out, but your last 2 or 3 balls is where you want to have those easy angles.
Yeah, easy, tight.
So if you just
Nothing to
imagine
it.
right now that this was his last 2 balls was the 10-15.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, he could still play that now if he really wanted to use the 13, get onto the 14,
That's right.
play the 10, and then the 15.
And like I said, there's no wrong way.
No,
He
I
sees
agree.
the table different.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, and it's so again, right? Your perspective and where your comfort level is can also change throughout the match, right? Depending on the pressure that you feel.
One shot that I've always had that I really liked was a lot of times I get shape on the 8-ball, and it's almost always like a stun shot or a small follow through or a little draw.
Yeah.
It's like the easiest shape you get on the 8-ball. But that starts at the beginning.
Of course.
And so,
well, we'll see what he does here.
I'm thinking he's going to play shape for the 15 and come
I
across
think so
table
too.
for the 14.
Yeah, I agree. Just doesn't want to overhit this or underhit it. You kind of want to be good on it. I think he's a little underhit. I would like to see that just another 6 inches or so. Maybe even a full foot.
Yeah. Because I'm
Just
I'm
make
sure
the shot
he's
easy.
fine,
You can
but
always get to
if
that
he
side
hits
of the
this and
table.
gets below the 14, now he's coming multiple rails.
Yes, exactly.
But I think he's going to be fine. He's going to come straight across, and he's just going to roll into 14.
It's just with this angle that he's got, it makes it a little bit tougher. So, put that over another 6 or 8 inches, right? The shot becomes easier, position becomes easier.
Yeah.
Right here, you kind of got to watch your weight, and hits it perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, really well done on that shot.
And Jason is taking this to the bank.
He sure is.
I didn't want to say he's winning because that's the commentating curse.
That's right. That's right.
And I would feel so bad if he miscued on this ball because of me.
Yes, exactly.
But he's going to hit the
It'll be
heart.
all your
And he
fault.
just win the game.
That's the way to do it
That was a
right
really
there.
good match,
That was a
you
great
know.
match. Very well played.
Dave definitely had a chance to go to the hill.
Yep.
Just came up a little awkward on that 3 ball.
Yeah.
And got funny on the 1 ball.
Well, I mean, had he made that 8 ball, right, not connected with I think it was the 9 ball that he hit first, right?
Yeah.
It changes the momentum,
of course.
Right? He just ran that rack. Now he's breaking hill,
Breaking on the
right?
hill.
He and throughout that game, so long as you make a ball, there's certain things you can do to always maintain control of the table.
Yeah, for sure.
So, I mean, really, at the end of the day, you can say it was one mistake, and that was that.
Yeah, yeah. And at 3-3, you can't make a lot of mistakes.
No, I agree.
You can't.
I agree. Well, that is the conclusion of that match. Do we want to do? I'll finish our little run around in the tour.
Yeah.
Of
Take
the
a little
room
tour of this
before we sign off. So as we left off, there is the Predator 9-foot tables, and as you can see, there's that big black curtain there with the Expo on it.
Got Aloysius shooting right there. We
Yeah,
got John
Yap
Mora
in the
red
house.
sitting there playing his match.
So just beyond the veiled curtain is the Predator Pro Series arena table. That is the broadcast area. You can see Kazoom and their boom cameras and all their production sitting up on the stage over there.
Yeah, there's their streaming table.
Indeed.
They got the cameras on
Mr.
top.
Mora sitting back there in the red.
Mm-hmm.
And there is, as you said, a Aloysius Yap, not App.
Mm-hmm.
And who else we
Keep
got?
going there.
It's Fedor
There's
Gorst.
Alex Pegulayan right there.
Yeah, Alex Pegulayan.
And then that's, I think, sitting there looking to the right is Mika Immonen.
The Iceman. And
There's you just look around a room and, if you can point out most of the pros that are here. This is a world-class field.
It is. Yeah. So let's see. And I'll apologize for the shakiness of the camera. This camera is it's got some pretty amazing zoom capabilities, but it is also somewhat hard to control at times. So I apologize. Yes, I'm shooting over top of the light. And there's a reason. So right in behind on the other side, you can just see Jam Up Apparel sitting there. So you can see there's Damien.
Yeah.
He's hanging out at the Jam Up booth. And that's kind of where Jam Up is located. So you can see there is that one Predator Pro Series jerseys that I was referring to.
What if you think we took that camera and put it right there?
Well, I thought about that.
Be super high, and I think we'd be able to see over.
We would. The unfortunate side is the second somebody steps on here, the camera looks like an earthquake hit.
That's right.
Yeah. So, and then back down, if we drop this camera, there are the two tables that we stream. And so there is the tour. So with that being said, we are going to shut down, restart. We'll get the next match lock loaded, ready to rock and roll. That will be at 8:30 this evening. So it will be roughly 2 hours from now. I'm going to go grab something to eat. On behalf of myself, Johnny Triple P, and the rest of the CueSports Live team, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. If you haven't done so already, make sure you go onto our Facebook page or YouTube channel, hit the like and subscribe. That way you're notified each and every time we go live. And you can join us back in on the live stream again. So with that being said, we appreciate it, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back and see you back here in a couple hours.